match 13. What a belter this match ended up being. It was the Dubai Capitals taking on the Knight Riders. Now the Capitals decided they wanted to have the Knight Riders decided they wanted to have a bowl first. So it was the Capitals up. They had a bat and Cheyenne just teed off. Not quite his 100 that he wanted, but 99 was still a fabulous effort. The Knight Riders fought right up until the end, but it was the Capitals game here in Abu Dhabi tonight. Hello everyone, welcome to Abu Dhabi tonight. I've got a fabulous panel beside me, Uruj Momtaz and Rohan Gavaskar and Ian Bell, sorry.
You didn't say fabulous when I was here for the pre-match show.
Okay, can you just stop making everything about yourself, mate?
No, because I remember what you said, so.
No, fair enough. That's a good little cop for me. And Ian Bell, of course, you played over 100 test match for England and you're the batting coach of Dubai Capitals. You must be very happy with the Capitals' batting performance, but of course the win.
Absolutely, a brilliant game of cricket, firstly, and I think, as you said, we lost the toss, and it was up to the guys to get us off to a decent start. It obviously swung a little bit, as you can expect in the conditions you have in Abu Dhabi. So we had to hold tight a little bit, and then out of the power play, actually, we accelerated nicely, which was sort of the plan, I suppose. As soon as that ball stopped swinging, was to be as aggressive as possible. And I thought Cheyenne, in particular, really, took the game, grabbed it by the scruff of the neck and put us in a great position.
Uruj, we were on the ground, sitting, watching the final over being played out, and we were looking at each other going, okay, this could be anyone's game here. Oh my goodness, who's going to be it?
Yeah, it's interesting because everybody had almost packed up, all cameramen had packed up, buckled down, ready to go home, and then out comes what Ray Russ is so capable of. But to Belly's point as well, 4 for 2 in that power play to start off, and then Cheyenne Jhangi really getting stuck in. And it almost felt like there were runs on the surface, but it required a little bit more temperament, conventional cricket, and there were shots on offer. So how did you rate his innings in particular?
Absolutely. Luckily, it wasn't our choice, but the the timeout probably came at a really good time for us straight after the power play. So it gave us a little bit of time just to reset again, have a couple of conversations. And actually, Cheyenne was pretty calm at that point, which actually worked probably in our favour. And then, obviously, we wanted to give him the licence to be as aggressive as possible. A young player, talented player, who actually a lot of us work with at Seattle in the MLC. So we know a fair bit about him. We know what shots he can play. And I think that confidence, certainly just after and out of the power play, I think we saw a full range of shots that he has, real talent.
Ro, what did you like about Cheyenne's innings tonight?
Well, just the way that he took the attack to the opposition. It wasn't about trying to get set. They were 4 for 2, and after that, the innings that he played, the strike rate that he played with, was outstanding. Look, really disappointing for him to get out on 99. I know everyone talks about you shouldn't really worry about milestones in the T20 version, but getting 100 in any version of the game is something special for a batter. Ian, I've got to ask you, what would you all have done if you had won the toss?
Oh, we definitely would have chased.
All right, so again, a quick question on this, because I thought you would want to chase. There's no real difference according to stats in terms of batting first and bowling first. Is it just a mindset where you think, listen, maybe having a target in front of us is better, or do you think scoreboard pressure would work better?
That's a good point. We haven't had to think about it too much because Dassan's lost 4 tosses so far, so it's not something we've had to really contemplate just yet. Hopefully at some point we will. We know obviously in Dubai it's heavily weighted to chasing, but as you said, the stats, we saw that before we actually got here in our team meeting, that actually if you play good cricket, whether you're batting or bowling first, it doesn't really matter, or it doesn't have as bigger impact as some of the other venues. So I think it's pleasing, like I said, not doing exactly what we wanted to do, but to perform and bat first. Twice now to win games batting first, I think is quite important in this competition, and something that we got into a bit of a rhythm last year, whether we had to bat first or bowl first, the combinations. I think that's probably more pleasing from a batting point of view. I think it's quite a new team from last year, and just getting those combinations right. I think with Jordan Cox and Rothman Power at 4 and 5 now, that looks really settled. And then Cheyenne at 3 now, we've had to tweak the top 3. It hasn't probably fired as well as we'd like, but we believe in the talent and we want to give the guys as much chance. So it's just finding those combinations right, and I think bit by bit, hopefully as we go through the competition, that'll all settle down nicely.
Have the boys been into the skipper for losing the last 4?
Yeah, we don't talk to him much. Certainly, it's a big game tomorrow, obviously back-to-back games, so we'll have to get back to Dubai tonight. Rest up and go again, but I think off the back of that kind of result, the guys will be buzzing to go again. But it'd be nice to win a toss at some point in the competition.
We were a little worried going into tonight's game that you had 5 days off. I mean, you could chill out, relax, but you played the Knight Riders last game, obviously had a win. But with those 5 days, we were a little bit sceptical to see how the boys would go tonight.
Yeah, I think it was something we spoke about. Again, sometimes off the back of a win, you probably just want to go again. But to have 5 days off, I think it balanced up. Obviously, some of our bowlers, it's good to have a bit of downtime. There's, quite a lot of the guys have played a fair bit of cricket leading into this as well. So I suppose it's a balance of both. But I think the guys, fair play. A decent travel down from Dubai today, and the energy they showed again. I think the one thing actually pleasing in the last two results, I think our fielding's been outstanding. The energy, I think in the last game, are running between the wickets, and I think we showed that again today. So I think energy level is what you look for. I think we were spot on in a lot of departments, and again, when you're playing a batting lineup that you have to hang in right to the end, and I think the bowlers did that really well. It
seems like you've got a really nice team dynamic going on. I mean, we saw all the boys getting up and about. Cheyenne, obviously, he didn't get his 100 quite, but they would have known that he was a little bit disappointed that he didn't get the personal goal. But yeah, it was really nice to see that they look like they're a close-knit group. Yeah, they're really, like I said, it's quite a new team compared to what we had last year, but it's been really growing really nice. And as you said, you could see the disappointment. And I think even in the timeout just before, I think we went out and Cheyenne was on about 95, and he recognised it's not about my 100. I want to still hit every ball for 4 and 6 going in, and we know that if he just tried to milk a couple of singles, that might have just pulled us back from a score that would have been taken tonight. So he recognised that as well, that it wasn't about him, but actually when he got on strike, I'm just trying to hit 4s and 6s, and fair play to a young player to have that team first mentality. And there was a beautiful partnership between him and Rovman Powell as well. We know what he can do, such a powerful hitter, and they look like they were rotating strike quite well. Yeah, it's something we've managed to do quite well actually in the last couple of games. Certainly when you're playing someone like Narayan through the middle overs, you're not always going to get boundaries, but how do you keep the dot ball percentage down? And as we said, big boundary one side shorter, and how many 2s can you get? And I think the last 2 games we've done that incredibly well, and having someone of Rov's experience as well at the back end for someone like Cheyenne, new into the game. So it's been a nice little nice blend, but also again, so good with the rotating, but the power and 6s we hit today was really pleasing as well. Absolutely. Rovman Powell obviously was 38 off 24, 4 6s for him tonight. It was quick stuff, but power. Absolutely. I mean, I think the one facet he's added to his game is not only the power hitting, which he's always had, but he also now reads the situation really well with the experience that he brings in, able to nudge it around when he realizes that ball's not there to be hit for 6. And so often in the T20 version, I feel we miss out on that. We miss out on that element of batting where you think, okay, listen, obviously your first intention is trying to hit for 6 or a 4, but if it's not there, try and get a single or 2 off it. And too often we miss that. I think Rovman Powell has brought that into his game. And again, Ian, you'd be better off to say, like, how is he to sort of be within the team, and what are the dynamics he brings from a batting leadership group for the younger players? Yeah, no, he's, as everyone said, he's a brilliant guy, and the energy he brings and the calmness actually on big days. We saw that in the final last year, the calmness he can bring to big occasions. But I think, for me, I agree with you completely. He's adapted his game. He isn't just power. We saw that in the last game, and actually one of our big mistakes probably in the game before was we had him in the next guy in. We didn't come into the 18th over. He's too good for that. We need to make sure that actually the entry point he comes into the game is the right time, and we got that wrong the game before. And I think probably even today he could have come in earlier, but the partnership was obviously going well. But it's just making sure we don't leave one of our best players sat there too long, and actually we're getting him out in the middle, because as you said, it's not just the 4s and 6s. He has more to his game than that, and actually he's in great form. And if you want to do well in these competitions against top teams, you have to have your best players in the middle at the right times. And just one thing as well, you obviously don't have Sikandar Raza, who was instrumental and massive, especially in that final that got you guys over the line last year. How does this batting group work? Because they dovetail quite nicely into each other with the strength, the reading of the situation that we just alluded to. Cheyenne coming good now, and you've got the president sitting, waiting there to finish games as well. So how enjoyable is that, given all the experience? You probably don't have to tell them much, but they dovetail quite nicely into each other. Absolutely. I mean, like you said, we've got a nice balance with some real young players. We haven't seen, obviously, Toby out, but at the top there as well. He's a really fine young talent. So we've obviously got a nice balance of senior players and not. And as you said, Sikandar's a big loss for us. But to have someone like Nabi to come in, I mean, what we've seen in the last 2 games, certainly with his bowling, but we know with the power he has with the bat. So, yeah, it was a nice, I suppose, when we lost Sikandar, to get Nabi was a perfect kind of replacement, very like-for-like players. Fingernails still on there, or did you chew them away the last over? That's all right. You expect it in this competition. Like we said, sometimes we've got on the right end of these results, and with the talent and the teams, it's so close, isn't it? It's fine lines. So look, it's good to get the win tonight. Hopefully we can back it up again tomorrow. I'm sure you will. Now we notice you have a little notebook. Is it a little black book that's full of secrets, or do you share your little insights with the players when they come on? No, it's just to make it look like I'm doing something. I think that's what it is.
I was just going to ask, are you doodling or are you making notes?
Probably, something like that. I see Jonathan Trott walking around with his, so I thought I had to go and buy one. So no, it's it's good. It's good. It makes me look a little bit intelligent. So I don't know.
Strategically timed when the camera's on.
Exactly that.
You know where they are.
And then he knows you're on screen.
I think it's just. I think as you get older, you start forgetting what happened in the game that's gone by. So just to know to track games as you go, and obviously when we come back to Abu Dhabi again, see where we are at different phases in the game. But yeah, a great game of cricket, really enjoyable to be part of that tonight.
David Willey was a star in your bowling attack tonight. What do you think he plays such a critical role? Like, why do you think he's such a key in the power play per se?
It's good. Obviously, I think for him and Alex Hales is a real good matchup, and probably Phil Salt as well. So I think he knows a lot of certainly the English opening batters in particular. He doesn't play so much against them. I think it's just control of length. He's obviously got some lovely skills as well. But yeah, like you said, he's just got a knack of taking wickets up front, and also just that experience, calm. Certainly when you've got the likes of Phil Salt, Alex Hales, Livingston coming at you particularly hard in the power play, I think it's important to have that calmness, and he does that incredibly well.
Look at Willie here. This is he's a second leading wicket taker in the history of ILT20. But the funny thing that you mentioned about Hales is that's the 11th time he's got him out.
Yeah, well, we obviously try and look into a lot of those stats, which is, it's good. I mean, someone like Hales is a class player. So, yeah, I think anytime you can have those little wins, I mean, it's small things, but Alex would know that. David knows that. Yeah. So when you go into games against top players, if you know you've had good times against other players, whatever format, actually, it just gives you that little bit of confidence when you go into the crunch time.
Salam Keel took 4 wickets tonight. He's a key player in your bowling lineup as well. What was his mindset going into today's game?
Oh, he's just great to have around. You can see the energy, the smile he has all the time, and he's got a knack. And even the guys in the net say he's particularly hard to pick. So he's an attacking option for us through the middle against good players as well. He can bowl to the short side, the long side, spinning it both ways. So he gives us some lovely options, but again, I think just that willingness to bowl at top players and take them on. I think he's been a great signing for us this year, and like I said, whether it's training or in the game, he just brings an energy and love for the game. Yeah, just
goes to youthful energy for a 24-year-old.
Absolutely, yeah. He's just brilliant. That, and a real excitement, as I said, and on some pretty flat batting wickets, the fact that you can spin it both ways really is an advantage for us to have it through the middle overs.
Not just him, that you got a trio of spinners, Nabi in there as well, Heather Ali. I think with UAE and the way the pitches might tire with the competitions gone by as well, that trio becomes very important to hold teams in that middle phase. And both Nabi and Salam Khail will always churn wickets out for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Haider in particular has been with this franchise for a long time as a UAE player. He's done brilliantly, and he did again tonight. So yeah, it looks like that way. I suppose. You stumble across your combinations, but it feels like that for us is certainly a way we'll go going forward. Haider in the power play, and then as we come out, we've got wicket-taking options as well. Depending on what opposition, obviously tomorrow, there'll be a lot more left-handers, so Nabi comes in the game a little bit more as well. So yeah, it seems to be a nice trio that we've got as we go through the competition.
Talking about tomorrow, you've had 5 days off, but now you've got a quick turnaround tomorrow against the table toppers, the Vipers. We've seen how strong they are. They haven't lost a game. Will it be to you tomorrow night?
I hope so. If we can win a toss as well, it'll be nice. That'll be a good start. We'll see how that goes.
Come on, Skip, let's go.
But yeah, no, it is. And like I said, it's not just the Vipers, but every team you look across there, and there's world-class players everywhere. So you have to turn up and be on on form. But like I said, hopefully we'll rest up. And the guys don't pull up too sore tomorrow, and we'll be good to go. And like I said, if you can go back to back in this competition, it does put you in a good position.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ro. And
go on, remember this?
Aruj, I'm just having a mental blank tonight.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day, long night. That's okay. We're going to head to a break with way more analysis after this. Welcome back, everyone. We're wrapping up match number 13, and what a fantastic nail-biter that was. To do so is Mike Hazeman and Darren Ganga. Now, I have to mention, Darren, you're in the combox, and you were rooting for the Knight Riders through and through. You were counting down, okay, we need 8 sixes, and then we'll win. No, we need 6 sixes. They can do it. Come on, boys.
Yeah, sadly, the outcome wasn't in favour of my prediction, but I must say that my entertainment cup was filled with that encounter because it kept you interested. I know how West Indians think when they have an equation before them. They're such good ball strikers that they feel it is an easier task to hit a 6 than to score a single. So that's why I felt that the Knight Riders always had hope. And when Russell was there with Holder, you can sense that the tide was turning a bit in Knight Riders' favour. But all in all, credit to the Capitals, how they held their nerves. It was a very, very interesting move to get Jawadula to bowl that last over. He was under the pump and he came up trumps and they secured their second win batting first.
Yeah, that's true. Hazy, now this combination are dangerous at the best of times, but if anyone was going to bring that game through for the Knight Riders in a nail-biting last over, it would have been them, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Andre Russell, I mean, we've seen him do it so many times. I guess you can't expect him to do it all the time, but we've seen him do it so many times. And he was very annoyed with himself, I think, at the end that he didn't actually do it again. And then when that first ball was bowled, I mean, I felt so bad for that first delivery in the last over, which was a shoulder height full toss, which he did so well actually getting it for four anyway. And then he was set up for a free hit and he just stunned it in the ground and didn't sort of continue to kick on after the second delivery. So, I mean, to me, that game had so much. It had so much for it. But I just loved watching the game. I really did. I mean, the batting was outstanding. Shane, I thought, played a blinder of an innings. I mean, 53 balls with that 99. That was magnificent. The catches we saw. And another thriller finish in season 4. I mean, how many is that? That's 4, I think, if not 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been amazing how many thrillers we've had at the end. So
yeah,
it was a game that I thought was terrific. The pitch was great as well. That was good. That was something that concerned me coming to the ground today. The pitch was going to be a little bit slow and a little bit low as it had done previously, but it was really good today with extra grass. And now it's obviously breathing a bit after a little bit of a rest after all the action it's had. But yeah. Great game. Really enjoyed it.
Absolutely firing. You know, they had a really good start, we have to mention. I mean, those 2 great catches.
Brilliant catches.
Weren't they epic?
Yeah. We've got this award for the, obviously the Cycle Hub Award for the end of the season best catch. I don't know who's going to pick these best catches because there's a whole lot that are in the running. I mean, this first one from Garton was unbelievable. Had to come off the boundary a long, long way, dive full length forward, and then Andre Russell was spinning around doing 360s almost, and he took that catch, just watching the ball all the time and grabbed it as he hit the ground. I mean, that's just remarkable stuff from Andre Russell. So terrific catching.
Hazy, you've watched a lot of cricket. What's been your all-time favourite catch ever?
Probably Jonty Rhodes, I think, backward point, Jonty Rhodes. I can't remember who it was against. It might have been England, actually. But I can picture it now in my mind. It was just a magnificent catch, leaping high to his left or right, one of the two. Can't remember. 2 hands, but it was just brilliant.
What makes a great fielder?
Well, there are a number of components you got to take into consideration. One, that fielder must be athletically efficient with great agility to move left or right. They must always be on the move so that they can establish a solid base to react to the ball. Oftentimes, you see the very best fielders square off the wicket because of that short reaction time. They can respond to anything that comes in their zone. You're trained as a fielder to protect a particular zone. And some players, because of their great agility and speed, their zone becomes a little bit wider than the average player. So those are the components you're looking for. A player with good reflexes, very good hands too, who can cushion a fall, because at times you're out of position taking a catch. You have to try and complete the catch and ensure that the fall and the landing doesn't disturb the ball from your hand where you eventually drop it. But I mean,
these
everyone
days, of course,
is individual.
You can't overbalance and put your hand on the ground with the ball and all that sort of stuff.
But
rule changes.
It's a great, exciting part of the game, and it's a part of the game sometimes that we take for granted, but it's very, very important, more so in T20 cricket. A fielder can change the outcome of a game, sway things just like batting or bowling.
Jason Holder, the skipper for the Knight Riders, he had a great effort with the ball tonight as well. Took 2.
2 for 22 off his 4 overs. I mean, considering the runs that were scored, I mean, that was quite remarkable, really. I mean, everyone else got pumped all over the place except for Jason, really, and he had to bowl a very important over right towards the end as well, and he handled that superbly. So that was that catch again for Andre Russell. We still can't believe he got that. It was terrific. But Holder's always been an unbelievable performer in this format. He's done a terrific job. Bat or ball, he got some healthy runs at the end. Again, he would have been disappointed he got out when he did, trying to hit a 6. But yeah, to only go for 22 in 4 overs and picking up 2 wickets as well is top stuff.
And the big Dre Russ, not just great in the field, but also he almost got there with the bat tonight for his team. He'll be a little bit disappointed.
He will, and you look back at that innings and you'll tell that's a typical Andre Russell innings because of his power. At times, you know, if you want to be a perfectionist, he was aiming too square. He's such a powerful striker. I'd rather see him hit the ball straight down the ground like that as against Tuggett leg side, because a few deliveries were in the slot, wicket to wicket, that he could have struck down the ground. It was not to be. I mean, for a guy to bring a game with the last 5 overs requiring over 80 to bring it down to it being 9 runs, the difference between the winning and losing team, that's impressive, very impressive. And Andre Russell is the only type of player in the T20 game that can do such. He needed some support from the other end, but this might just give them a little more belief going further in the tournament, because they need it.
But after a couple of balls in that last over, they were above. I think it was 11 off 3. I think it was 11 off 3. I mean, they were above.
Doable.
I said that must be favourites now. It was 11 off 4. I can't remember anyway. But it was a situation where I said they must be favourites at this stage now.
Now they're in a situation where they're 4 losses in a row. DJ Bravo, is it time for him to hit the panic button, or is he still calm, cool and collected?
You know, he's got to hit that panic button, because he's got to make sure that they move from 5th place, at least climbing to the top, because you want to play this tournament, you want to qualify in the top 4, give yourself a chance of winning, and more so when he looks in the dressing room and he looks around, the faces there, match winners, and him being the coach, he would feel the pressure of not being able to stitch together that talent to produce wins. So his own pride as a coach is going to be dented, and I'm sure he is going to try and take a little more control of how things have unfolded. They'll have to harp on the positives. They'll have to rectify a few things, because they were a little bit shabby. Outside of those catches, in the ground fielding, they could have saved a few runs.
All right, and now it's time to announce our ZTV question winners for this evening. Now, just a reminder, the 2 questions we asked were who captained the Golf Giants in Game 1 of DP World ILT20 Season 2, and the answer was James Vince. Question 2 was who skippered Sharjah Warriors that season, and it was TKC. So well done to our lucky winners. You're on screen now, and if anyone who took part in the quiz tonight, your results will be answered tomorrow night. So best of luck, congratulations again. Right, so as we mentioned, DJ Bravo, he is to kind of panic a little bit. How are they going to rebuild? What do you think he'll be really getting into the boys' ears about?
Yeah, it will be about their bowling, how they can complete that collective effort. They were good in the power play, not good in the middle overs. They need to be better in the last 5. So all aspects of the game will need a lift, to be quite honest.
Absolutely. Super Sunday tomorrow. It's going to be action-packed, Hazy.
It certainly will be. I mean, the first game is back here. We're kicking off at 2 o'clock and then 6 p.m. in Dubai. So it's going to be 2 wonderful games. And I think could easily be a bit of a moving day. The points on offer tomorrow in the 2 games could actually determine quite a bit with the table to start the new week.
Absolutely. I mean, the Vipers up against the Dubai Capitals.
Yep.
It's going to be an absolutely heated battle
will be
tomorrow night. Yep. But okay, thank you so much for joining us for match number 13. We cannot wait to welcome you for Super Sunday tomorrow. It's going to be an action-packed day of cricket for the DP World ILT20 Season 4.